Nigerians think they are very hardworking, while South Africans are lazy. And I know where these whole thoughts come from, because Nigerians can actually take any job, but South Africans are quite skeptic with the jobs they take. And here is the reason South Africans are quite skeptic with the jobs they take.
Ghanaians are literally the most overworked and underpaid in the whole world. Like, it just truly baffles me that Ghanaians, like the locals in Ghana who have a job, who work for a company or whatever the case may be, it really just baffles me that they're working long hours a day, sometimes over 8 hours a day, and they get paid monthly. Like, that's crazy.
Hey guys, welcome to another interesting, intriguing, and most importantly, captivating and mind-blowing episode right here on the stable of Civic Inspirations. Guys, if you're new here and this is your first time, calm down, just relax, grab your cup of tea, your popcorn, and whatsoever you find enjoyable. Sit down and let's have this conversation. You see, once in a while it's good for brothers and sisters to sit down joyfully, cheerfully, happily, putting our cards on the table and having proper real life conversations. Yes, but before we delve in, I would like you to hit on the like, share, and subscribe button. With that being said, without any rambling, any further ado, let's delve into the topic of today. All right, guys, if you agree or you will agree with me, you will know that one thing that is very synonymous with us West Africans and Africans as a continent and as the people is economy, and what we definitely stand to achieve in terms of being gainfully employed, whether in the public and in the private sector, so that at the end of the day we can put food on our table, we can eat, we can enjoy, we can invest, we can grow and ball when the time comes. You see, we just finished 30 December and it was a time that so many people balled and balled and balled. So many people partied and partied hard as a result of their hard-earned money that they have worked for. Exception of those criminals. We're not here for criminals, fraudulent people. We're here for the actual and real life people who are in the real life sector and experience of life. Now, I stumbled on a conversation in one of my brother's channel. Shout out to you, Coach Sheldon, and he was like sharing an opinion of a lady who cited that Ghanaians are hard workers, like they work very, very hard. And I've got so many Ghanaian citizens as friends, definitely, that I've come to, converse with them and find out that yes, of a truth, Ghanaians are hard workers, especially those who are in the public and private sectors. Even the ones who are in the business field, the market field, like our mothers, our fathers, selling in the market. Just a few days ago, guys, we saw that controversy. Let's just pretend as if we didn't see, but we saw that controversies of Nigeria, Ghana, market traders taking opportunities from the hands of our Ghanaian mothers, and they came out in their number to cry out loud, and they were like, they are taking our job from us, so they are ripping us off. For Nigerians, calm down, Farabale. If you are in another man's land now, why do you want to overshadow? Why do you want to overtake? Even though we know that overtaking is allowed, but this is their land now. But guys, I've addressed that video on my other channel. In case you want to see, the link will be in the description, where I emphasized and detailed down everything that needed to taking home, yes, as a knowledge and proper understanding based of that. But aside that, it all boils down to what we do for a living. You see, in the world today, there are different things people do for a living when it comes to business, when it comes to being gainfully employed in the private and in the public sector. But at the end of the day, it is different strokes for different folks, because every country to their own policies, every country to their own minimum wage. We saw last year how we battled back and forth for our minimum wage to be increased, and it was a long battle. It was a very, very, very strong one between the labor union and the government. But at the end of the day, good news was that it was increased at least to something tangible, about 72,000 naira, if I'm not mistaken, or thereabout, as an average for a Nigerian. And yes, when it comes to Ghana, our brother Coach Sheldon is definitely going to tell us in the blueprint. But let's take a look at that clip first, and we will be right back.
Ghanaians are literally the most overworked and underpaid in the whole world. Like, it just truly baffles me that Ghanaians, like the locals in Ghana who have a job, who work for a company or whatever the case may be, it really just baffles me that they're working long hours a day, sometimes over 8 hours a day, and they get paid monthly. Like, that's crazy. And then to top it off, the monthly pay is like 600 cities, maybe 1,000 cities, maybe 1,200 to 1,500 cities. Like, if you're lucky, if you have a good job, that is so crazy to me, getting paid every month. And then to top it off, what just even blows my mind even more is that people take dollars in Ghana. So you're literally basing the Ghana economy based on US dollars, which absolutely makes no sense, because in the US, most people get paid weekly or bi-weekly. Very few people get paid monthly. So for you to be charging dollars in Ghana is absolutely absurd.
Okay. You see, after all the work Ghanaians they do, we finish and we they quote things, the prices in dollars. All the work we they do, the hard work that you come, we are underpaid. Maybe the lady no check Ghana our minimum wage.
It's 18.9 cedis.
Yes, that be the Ghanaian minimum wage. The last time we do the bands and run, they say 1 hour they earn $18 per hour. 118 cedis for the whole day. Yes, McDonald's in the US they pay $18 per hour. 18 cedis the whole day. You wait for 3 months before you are paid.
But these are two different economies, so
yes.
I don't understand.
Yeah, me, I just they tell them.
Their GDP is different from ours. There are a lot of factors. That be why we do what we do. You know, we say we know if we do better. Of course, there are countries in Africa where their minimum wage be better than that. Like, I think Mauritania or Mauritius, where you go, one of the
maybe Mauritania, the land, the desert.
Yeah, I think about 5 African countries, them are minimum wage. It makes sense. Yeah. So if then they do, I go fit do. It be boapaya and a lot of things. But the thing is, this is not new to me. This is also not the first time I'm hearing something like this. We've sat in this country and complain about it. If they are going to do anything about it and come here, it doesn't look like they are going to do anything about it. The thing too is we don't even have, you see, finding a job in this country is a job. And so even if a company hires you, and they are paying you like a paltry sum of money, let's say at the end of the month they give you 600 cedis, and you say, they are paying me 600 cedis, so I'm going to quit the job. The moment you submit your resignation letter, somebody could step in
before you go think of himself.
Yes,
somebody comes.
So that's the thing. And so companies take advantage of employees or whatever then you call them. So it is what it is, like that. I don't know when this is going to change. That is why we vote for governments to come in and of course. So this one make you people to Mahama. It's very simple. One thing, it's not my job.
Now, at least we have an idea of what this lady, first of all, is reacting to. She has a point, but when you liken it to what she has said, based off the Western country, the British, the European country, their minimum wage, their take home per hour, per day, per week, based on their payment terms and conditions, we can come to a conclusion to know that Africa has a long way to go. We have a huge gap, a very big gap, imagine, when it comes to the minimum wage, the take home of an average African working either in the private or the government sector compared to what it is in the Western European countries. Shout out to you all, my amazing brothers and sisters in the Western European, like America, Canada, UK, yes, who are really working hard in the diaspora to earn a living and to survive in a nutshell, and yet you still even have families that you can definitely look back and say, no, take this little token. It's not easy. My heart goes out to you all, because surviving in your country is a different thing, and surviving in another man's country is a different thing. And that's one thing that I cannot discredit anyone in the diaspora for, because experience, they say, is the best teacher. And I have people here, siblings, friends and relatives who have been telling me a lot, and from what I have come to realize, I can doff my cap for them and say, you all are trying. But let's come back home. We that are here, whether you're doing YouTube, you're doing content creation, you are working for a company, you are working for the government, we are all on this table. The question now is, what is our chance for survival. How is it definitely gonna even be easy for us? Because when you want to look at it critically, analytically, and logically, there are so many factors that are playing a very huge role when it comes to our survival, our take home at the end of the day as individual. And if you look at it, we still pay tax. If a content creator, no matter the country that owns your platform, you're paying tax. On here on YouTube, we pay heavily. As creatives, we pay heavily, being gainfully employed online, right? And at the end of the day, what our take home stands to, do for us differs, because the economy of our country would definitely affect how we survive, how we manage. We all know that the current price of naira to dollar is really struggling. It's been a battle, and CD to dollar is been a hassle as well over there in the motherland Ghana. And I know so many Ghanaians can attest to that. If you take it down to South Africa,
Nigerians think they are very hardworking, while South Africans are lazy. And I know where these whole thoughts come from, because Nigerians can actually take any job, but South Africans are quite skeptic with the jobs they take. And here is the reason South Africans are quite skeptic with the jobs they take. South Africans are honorable people, and I'll tell you why. A South African cannot take a job at the expense of his family. A South African cannot take a job that will deteriorate his relationship with his family. And because Nigerians don't truly care about family, they just care about making the money, they think South Africans are lazy while they are hardworking. But then this is something Nigerians don't ask themselves. What is the evidence of your hard work? What's the evidence of your hard work? This is why I always beg people to have sense. You see, sense, ordinary elementary sense, should not elude you. If you think you're hardworking, why are you not thriving in your own country? But the person you call lazy made decisions that had bequeathed him with an enabling environment, which you deem very attractive and comfortable enough to habit. A number of Nigerians will come and say, what makes South Africa good are the white people there. Do you know the decisions that South Africans actually made? Do you know the kind of wisdom that South Africans actually had for them to rather take to unionization than do this scam and fraud that you Nigerians call independence? Because that thing is clearly a scam and a fraud. Do you know it takes a very hardworking mind to establish something like that? Do you know? These are the simple things that Nigerians should be able to ask themselves. When you say a person is lazy, but how is it that the environment that person had established based on that lazy mindset is what is now suiting for you that said you're very hardworking? Meanwhile, your environment is not suiting for you that said you're very hardworking. And you're coming to the place of a lazy man to find it more comfortable than your place, who is a very hardworking person. Use your brain. Use your brain, because Nigerians don't know how things work. Little wonder their government is deteriorating. Seriously, it's appalling.
Take it down to different countries cut across Africa, they have one story or the other to tell you. Yes, because the currency in a nutshell that most of us evolve around before we exchange to our local currency, which is the dollar, pound, euro, and all the rest of them, is something that really either could be a profit or a loss to us based off our own country's currency strength. Yes, because the strength of your currency determines your level of survival, your level of comfort, your right to wealth, your path to wealth, and succeeding and achieving great success at the end of the day. But for Nigeria, I know I can beat my chest to say that it's been a struggle. That no matter what you take home at the end of the day, when you exchange it, the exchange rate being on the high side of dollars to naira, and naira to dollar is actually one thing that's affecting us. And when you look at the second factor, which is aside the currency exchange, the issue of inflation in a nutshell, because as a result of the currency flop or increase or whatsoever, it affects the economy. And what exactly does even preempt or lead to all this at the end of the day is corruption in a nutshell. And that's why if we think we must start getting things right, we must start living comfortably, we must start creating job opportunities, we must start creating opportunities for countries in West Africa, Ghana, Nigeria, different countries to succeed and thrive, then we must uproot corruption from our midst. And we know that that is a very big job, a very massive one at that. You see, most times when I come out here to talk about me not being comfortable, me not being happy as a Nigerian living in Nigeria, it's not really about just the infrastructures or really the infrastructures. No, they are a different ball game altogether. What I actually mean is the economy of my country. And when you are talking about the growth, the success and development of any country, the economy is the number one, the in thing that you should put first on the table. A country with the strongest and the fiercest and a solid economy, thriving economy, is a country that will do better, is a country that will stand out. We see what is happening in Burkina Faso, we see what is happening in Niger, Mali, how they are trying to build their economy and creating job opportunities. And yes, by the time it increases to the level that yes, they can say we are balanced. Why would the increment of their minimum wage not come to play that will really affect the citizens? But a country that the economy is not a thing to them, like my country Nigeria, without mixing words, the economy is not their problem. All their problem, their focus, their aim, goal, objective is looting the resources, the mineral resources of the country to their own selfish interest, to their pockets, and selling it out of the country to our number one enemies, who know that these things we are blessed with as Africans, as West Africans, as a country like Nigeria, Ghana, is what their main aim and target is, so that they will definitely have the superiority and power over us and definitely sap us of what we have, going there to develop their country and leaving us to deteriorate to the barest minimum. And that is why we are still struggling as countries in West Africa down to Africa. Exactly. If you look at Ghana, the inflation there is something that really needs to be talked and addressed. And I know that they are playing a good role in doing that. And that's why they have definitely tried their best to put in somebody that they think and believe will deliver, because they want the best for their economy. They want the best for their country. They want the best for them as citizens and as a people of the country Ghana. The same thing with South, East, West, North Africa, right? Countries in a nutshell. If you are thinking straight and thinking right, this should be your topmost priority. And to the average man, they say when two elephants are fighting, who suffers the most? The grass. We are the citizens. We are the ones suffering, especially the less privileged, the average man that definitely struggles every day to seek for employment. We all know that being gainfully employed in a country is not an easy thing, because job opportunities are less compared to the number of citizens we have in different countries, particularly the high number of our citizens, of us as citizens in Nigeria. Is bigger than what we are facing or what we have at hand to manage and survive with. So the question is, how do we survive? It's a problem that is affecting us. And if you think it is not a thing, you will definitely not understand until it hits you or eats you deep, to the point that you see that people fall sick and they cannot afford basic medical attention in a country like Nigeria. No good medical facilities. Like at the end of the day as well, your take home cannot even, ensure that you have good medical care and medical attention when you fall sick. You definitely want to invest. You definitely want to start up life. You do not even have anything to fall back at. At the end of the day, all the loans that they are giving out based off supporting and empowering people we hear on the media are all scam, mostly scam. By the time it even gets to the destination of the last end users, it's already shared into their pockets, which boils down to the corruption we are talking about. So if you look at the statistics of those who are gainfully employed at the end of the day, you will see that, one, people who are not even employed are even the ones suffering the most. They struggle and they live from hand to mouth. So at the end of the day, we can say it's an African thing, not just streamlined to Ghana. Nigeria has its own. Kenya, Cameroon, South Africa is not. In fact, Africans have a lot that they are dealing with, and if we begin to address these things, guys, we will not definitely live here at the end of the day. But I would say in a nutshell that it is practically not just the Ghanaian thing alone. They work hard, we give them the accolade. The same thing with Nigeria, the same thing with other countries. But at the end of the day, our take home, our minimum wage is nothing to write home about. But whom do we cry to? Whom do we complain to? An average Nigerian or African man will say, let's manage ourselves and keep going, instead of, being unalive, instead of, dying at the end of the day. We keep enduring and managing until the Messiah, especially in Nigeria, will come to deliver. We have another one in Ghana. Let's see. Let's watch and see what happens. Like you all said, 1 year is enough for a leader who is definitely going to do right to be noted. Yes, you are watching and, working hand in hand to see how you can achieve that, just like we have in other countries. So what is it for you? What are your thoughts? What are your opinion based on this minimum wage take home and our final earnings at the end of the day, based off what we are receiving as citizens of different countries? But for those online who are creatives, I would say it's an advantage, because if you work hard, you tend to earn more, and regardless of the tax that is being taken out of you, if you can manage yourself very well, you can live comfortably, right? But the problem there will be the inflation in your country, because it's definitely going to sap everything away from you at the end of the day. So the best thing is take advantage of what you do online and leverage on that by investing in other things. At the end of the day, yes, that will definitely be an extra stream of income, yes, or a side hustle, because today one stream of income is not enough because of what we are talking about today. So you see people doing a whole lot of things just to meet up, just to survive. Of course, that's the only thing we have for now, right? to do other than idling, lazing away, and wasting our time for nothing. It's better we make do with what we have. Remember the days of your little beginning and take advantage of that. With working consistently with determination, effort, you definitely achieve great success. I believe so. And if I can make it, you can make it, we can make it. This is 2025. It's the beginning of the year. We are looking forward to a better, great, and successful 2025. So what are you doing right at the end of the day? What are you doing right as an individual? You can't be on this platform and you are not on your pathway to success, because that's the main goal and objective. Succeeding as citizens of different countries cut across the world, from west, east, north, and south, Africa down to Africa as a continent. Exactly. With that being said, that is what we have for today. What are your thoughts, your opinion, your objectives? Let me see there in the comment section. Ghanaians, where are you? South Africans, Kenyans, Cameroonians, Nigerians, where are you all at? Let me see in the comment section and let's have this conversation rolling. And with that, I would say this is what we have for today. Like this video, share, subscribe if you are not. But as you keep it real, happy, safe, and blessed. Until I see you in my next one. This is your host, Chivik Inspirations. On the stable, bringing it to you live and direct, not to demote, demean, demarket anyone, any citizen in Africa, West Africa, South Africa, but to expose, analyze, react, educate, entertain, inspire, motivate, captivate, not just to you, but your spirit, your soul, and your body. And you can't get it on here as a dull moment. Exactly. So think no further as you hit on the subscription button to be a part and parcel of this unique and amiable family of like unique minds who are taking their countries to the permanent side. Oh shit, baddest. Until I see you in my next one, do have a lovely, peaceful, blessed, and a successful day out there. I will see you when next I will see you. Ciao, ciao.